Welcome to the Healing Lifestyle Podcast, a sacred space for living, healing, and ascension. I'm your host, Shonda Domingo, ancestral medium, movement healer, and founder of Domingo Training. Here we explore mind, body, and spirit practices for wholeness and ascension through meditations, rituals, ancestral connection, and holistic living. Take a breath, take a moment. Let's begin. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Healing Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, ancestral medium and movement healer, Shonda, and I am excited because I got my girl, the OG, triple OG, Vanessa Vaz on today as our guest. Vanessa is, y'all, she's a creative, but let me break it down to you though, okay? She is like gardener, farmer, DJ, nail design, like fashionista, stylish, like swag on 1,000, okay? And one of the things that I love about Vanessa and why I asked her to come on to today's episode is that she is one of the moms in my healing mom tribe, a mom that is on her own personal healing journey and raising her beautiful daughter Zoe with the intention of making sure her daughter is brought up in a healing lifestyle. In a life, what does that mean, right? In a lifestyle where she's being intentional about making sure she's not passing down not just her own wounds, but ancestral wounds. That her daughter understands eating from the earth, that she is teaching her daughter in ways that help her learn how to already know how to regulate her nervous system straight out the gate. That she already stays connected to the fact that abundance is her birthright, that joy is her birthright, that rest is her birthright, especially as a little, young, beautiful girl of color. And I wanted Vanessa to come on just so we could talk about what that looked like, right? Being a healing mama, raising a child in a healing lifestyle, and really honor the journey. So that's what I'm doing all this month of May, is bringing on the healing mamas. So thanks for being here, sis.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So we're going to go straight into talking about my girl, Zoe. So just tell us about Zoe and tell us about what's your foundation when it comes to raising Zoe with this understanding, this healing lifestyle, this understanding of raising her in such a positive, rooted and grounded to know who she is straight out the gateway.
My girl Zoe, she is just, my friend calls her a bundle of abundance. That's literally what she is. Abundance. Okay. She's about to be 2 next month in June. And she's so smart, as you know, and just in so many ways. And I don't even know.
I know. She's amazing.
Yeah. Like, there's no other word.
So keep going.
No, go ahead. Ask me.
I was about to give Zoe her flowers.
Yes.
But give you your flowers for sure. But yes, like for people who may not get the chance to meet the amazing Zoe. Zoe is too, like her beautiful mother said. Zoe will talk to you, like have a full blown conversation. You will know exactly what she is saying. Zoe like can identify words. And Zoe will walk around a garden and eat everything in it. Like and that is so beautiful to see.
Yeah.
So can you talk to us about how you chose to raise her with that understanding of being connected to the earth?
Well, I have been a vegan for 13 years now. So I kind of always, I guess, assumed like if I had a child, like I guess I had to think about that. Like if I had a child, would I raise them vegan? Would we raise them vegan? And how would that actually look like in the real world or in our world? And it's actually turning out to be a lot easier than I thought it would be. Because of course everyone was like, you're not going to have time to make her food. She's not going to be vegan. She needs protein. Mind you, nobody knows what protein does. And, you know, she's going to be deficient in this and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, y'all health not even together. So please don't come over here with that negativity. We're not going to even do that. Yeah, we just feed her the way we feed ourselves. She doesn't consume anything that is like from animals. She doesn't eat a lot of sugar. Like you see, like she doesn't even really like too much of like the sweet snacks.
Yeah.
treats and stuff. And your girl just really likes her fruits and vegetables. Like she really does. She does have snack. Like right now, she's eating these. We're not getting no advertisements. So she's eating these like kettle corn. What do you call it? They're like almost like rice cakes,
Mm-hmm.
like kettle
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
popcorn type
The
things.
little small circular
Um,
ones.
so it's not like a horrible treat, but she doesn't really. She don't miss what she ain't had. So
Exactly.
she's cool and she really does like her fruits and vegetables. She loves water. Like we've tried to give her juice. She'll drink it here and there, but she genuinely likes water. She actually likes tea a lot too, which I'm not surprised about. Yeah, we just treat her like a human.
Well, I think one of the key things you said that I immediately took away from you was like, we just feed her the way we feed ourselves. So it's
hmm
that, for me as a mother, right, it's that reflection of how we take care of ourselves begins to, whether we want to admit it or not, it begins to directly reflect how we show up for our kids,
Absolutely.
right? So that's one of the things I always notice. You show up for Zoe in a way and how you show up for yourself when it comes to your health.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like, in today's society where everything is chemically induced with this and GMO that or bioengineered this, it's
Hmm.
like, I don't want my kids to, I just don't want her to have all that stuff. Like, I want her to be a regular size. I want her to be healthy. I want her to not have to worry about being 5 and having diabetes. Like, that's not normal. Not something that we should be even normalizing. But it happens to so many kids.
Yeah.
So, it's just really, I think not that I was not healthy before I got pregnant, but I think when I did get pregnant, I like kind of locked in a little bit more. And so I tried to continue eating the way I was eating when I was pregnant. Cause like, even though I'm plant-based or I'm vegan, whatever you want to call it, I'm trying not to like so much coffee, even though I really love coffee. And I'm not the greatest at not drinking coffee, but I'm drinking a lot less than
Yeah.
before. And like just eating more actual fruits and vegetables instead of just eating like, the vegan fillers. And like,
Right.
people, I guess people, in my experience, people equate vegan to healthy,
Hmm.
and that's not always the case. You could eat totally crappy
Hmm.
but it could be vegan. I can sit here and eat Oreos and, the Burger King and Impossible Whoppers. And I can
Hmm.
sit here and eat that stuff all day. That doesn't mean I'm healthy. It just means I'm not eating meat.
Right.
So, I just try not to, we try really hard not to give her, just all that stuff. Like as much stuff from the earth as humanly possible.
Hmm.
And she loves it. So I'm hoping it just stays that way.
I love it. So one thing
Mhm.
I noticed that I want you to share too. And wait, hold
Mhm.
on, let me backtrack. So I want to talk. I was really inspired. I just would love for you to share this for anyone who is maybe pregnant or thinking about having kids. One of the things that when we were eating lunch one time, and you were like, "Yeah, I knew when I was pregnant, like I had to lock in on what I was eating." I mean, my kids are 5, but I was still really inspired by how about how you were saying like you were just eating with like girl, I wasn't even in a healing lifestyle when I was pregnant. I mean, I was at the beginning. I was at the cusp.
I
Like I
feel it.
wasn't eating fast food and stuff, but I was also
Mhm.
like, I want sugar.
I feel
But
it.
can you talk a little bit more to how you really chose to be super intentional with your eating when you were pregnant and what you knew that was doing to the development of Zoe and to the development of yourself during that time?
Ooh, so important. I think like one, I'm gonna shout out my midwife. Her name is Shay. And at the beginning of my pregnancy, I would have moments where I would slip up and I was eating Impossible Whoppers and I was eating like just stuff that was quick for me to make or like stuff that was more like meat or, whatever. But she actually made me write down all the things I was eating. And when I looked at that food journal and when she told me about myself, I was like, bitch, you playing.
You good.
Sorry.
You good.
I'm like, oh, you playing. Like, she's right. You're playing games. Stop doing that. So I was like, nah, tighten up. So I was like, if I don't buy this stuff in the house, then I'm way less inclined to eat it. So for my snacks, I would buy like tangerines or like the tangerines was like my go-to. And she'd be like, Vanessa, you're eating 8 tangerines in one sitting. And I'm like, okay, well, you want me to eat 10 tangerines or you want me to eat a whole cheesecake?
Help me help us.
You know? So I'd rather eat the tangerines, get my little vitamin C up, and I can just peel those and keep it moving. But that was a really good wake up call for me. Like, really good.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, hey, I'm eating vegan and I do eat, like, pre pregnancy, I was probably eating like 75% really good. And that other 25 was like,
It's all right.
it was like, all right, this is
Listen,
plant based, thank God.
listen.
But
I get it.
yeah, I just had to be intentional. And then I'm so happy I did because I didn't deal with a lot of the things that are normalized in like black pregnancies now, like
Yeah.
preeclampsia and like
Mm-hmm.
chill out.
Hey, Zoe.
You can tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Where I can keep talking.
Yeah, go for it.
So yeah, I didn't deal with a lot of that stuff. I didn't have any stretch marks. I didn't even, my feet didn't even get swollen. Like, to be honest, like
Nice.
I never had a problem. Even like at the end, like if did my feet get, no, my feet didn't get swollen because I was still wearing my same clothes. I was still wearing my same shoes. The only thing that couldn't fit me was like obviously jeans or my
Mm-hmm.
t-shirts, but like dresses and stuff, that was fine. But I didn't have anything. Didn't have pre-diabetes or whatever, pregnancy diabetes or whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have anything. They were they were like,
Yeah,
whatever you're doing, keep doing it because you're like
you're good.
my levels are through the roof. Yeah, I'm really grateful that I did lock in, and then I didn't gain that much weight. I probably only gained like 30 pounds while I was pregnant, and most of it was my
Mm-hmm.
stomach. So
Mm-hmm.
I stayed active.
So when you say when you was like you locked in, what did that look like for you as a mindset
Mhm.
and as like your choices?
As a mindset, it was really like, okay, why am I eating? Because I am very analytical. So I have to be like, okay, why am I choosing to eat like this? Because I know it's going to benefit the kid.
Mm-hmm.
So that, after that, I didn't really have to think much about it. I just did it. And then what it actually looks like was like, all right, I'm gonna be drinking my teas. I was eating less sugar. I was making sure I was staying active. I was eating my 3 meals or 6 meals a day because I know that's always a hard thing for us to do, but it has to be done. What else? I was just very mindful of where I was shopping to. Like I wasn't, and I guess now it was a habit, so now I don't really do it anymore. But I know the prices of things are high, but you really have to just gotta lock in. So there was no like fruits and vegetables from Walmart. It wasn't like, hamburgers every day. I was trying to get as much like organic or from somebody's garden as I could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it
And
was.
how did you feel once you like shifted to that like that lock in mode? What was the difference in your body from then
Mm.
to when you made that shift? Did you feel a difference?
I felt the difference. I wasn't like sluggish. I wasn't tired. Like, yeah, I was tired because I was pregnant, but I wasn't like OD tired. I was just like, I feel like it was a regular amount of tired. It wasn't like I can't go on. Oh my god. Like, I was still going to the gym, so like I still have my energy. I was
Mm-hmm.
trying to take naps, but I'm not. I guess that's why it's always like that because I'm not really a napper. But yeah, I did feel a lot more energetic. I was good.
Mm-hmm.
I felt really healthy.
Good.
You okay?
Nice.
All right, cool. And I know for a fact because I can see the effects of me locking in. This kid is smart.
Mm-hmm.
She can talk better than some 3-year-olds.
Yes, she is so
She's
smart.
really smart, and that's not by accident. That's by design. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really happy I locked in because I literally am living the effects of
Wow.
locked
Yep.
in.
Yeah, because she is smart. She's
Hmm.
articulate. She's very like she's tuned, and she like is very clear.
Hmm.
Like she's very clear on like what she want, what she don't
Oh
want.
yeah,
Like she
definitely.
don't teeter totter.
No.
Like she is
Right.
clear.
I'd be like, "Do you want
Ooh.
this?" And she's like, no."
And she'll try it. She'll try
Hmm.
anything, but then she'll let you know where she land.
Hmm.
So she's not, which I feel like also shows like she's not closed minded.
No.
Like she'll see super open, very warm and welcoming.
Hmm.
So moving past right to that healing lifestyle part is like how we eat, right?
Hmm.
When we're eating from the earth and we're eating intentionally.
Hi.
Then the other part is like our mindset. So how do you work with Zoe on her mindset? Or just like the way to look at things, or how do you reframe things for her?
I don't really think about it. I guess I just like how we do with the food. I just
Hmm.
talk to her like one a person, and I try to engage with her the way I would want to be engaged. How
Hey,
like a little me would
baby.
want to be engaged. Hi, baby. Hey, what's up? Nothing. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just try to like we talk to her regular. We don't like baby her and letting her figure out stuff. Like it's
Hmm.
okay. I like the Hey, I really enjoy. I'm sure you know what Montessori is. I
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
that mentality of like letting them
Hmm.
figure out things on their own, letting her
Hmm.
touch something. Obviously, not like super hot. Like I'll let her touch a hot French fry so she can differentiate. Like
Hmm.
this is hot. This is not. Now eat this
Hmm.
while it's hot because you're gonna bring him out.
Hmm.
So we like hands-on learning.
Hmm.
And it
Hmm.
seems to work. And I think just like knowing her and knowing how she learns, like I know she really loves music. So it's easy for her to learn if something is in a song, we're gonna listen to a
Hmm.
song with the ABCs or, whatever the case. If we gotta turn something into a song, we're gonna turn it into a song. It to be
Yeah.
working.
So how do you, with your working on yourself,
Mhm.
how do you see the things you've been working on yourself pour over into how you're raising Zoe?
I see it in a few ways, but mostly I would say like my level of patience
Hmm.
because no one tells you how much patience you have to have a kid.
Hmm.
And yeah, I feel like 25-year-old me would have done a great job, but 30, how old am I? 38-year-old me is like
Hmm.
in a way better headspace. And like, I feel like my brain is fully developed enough to like be able
Hmm.
to uh, mother her. So I
Hmm.
guess I would see it a lot in in my behavior and her behavior because obviously whatever I'm pouring into her is gonna spill out.
She's gonna pour out.
So definitely in that high. I think that would be the best way. But yeah, the patience is really intense, and that's why there's a lot of people who
Hmm.
are losing their sugar honey iced tea when they have these
Hmm.
kids because you're not developed or you don't have enough patience. You don't have the tools that you might need to raise a kid.
Hmm.
'Cause it takes a lot.
Yes, it is not for the
It's
weak.
not.
I heard a speaker refer to it one time. He was like, "It is the hood of mother.
Mm,
Like it's a hood. It's a cape. It's like it's a hood that you chose
so
before you reincarnated. It is not.
absolutely.
It is. It is. Yeah." I was like, "Dang!" I felt that when he said. I was like, "It is a hood of
You
mother."
know, it's cool though.
Yeah, we're not mad at it. We just say it.
It's like going into me. It's like going to the fair and like those House of Mirrors or like those scary houses where you're like like I
Mm.
want to go but I'm still kind of scared but I'm still going. That's a react.
No, I was definitely I was afraid of like the ET ride
Hmm.
that was at like Universal when I was a kid. I will always get in line, or then I'll just be like, nah, I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
go. I didn't ride that ride until my junior year of high school. I was like, man, let me see this through. Right. You know what? I'm about to be grown. Let me get over this. So, you know how a lot of times I find that when we become mothers, we start realizing the gaps in which we weren't mothers.
Mm.
And then we try to like kind of fill as we're filling in for them full time, we're also now trying to fill in these gaps from where we realize we didn't get what we
You're
needed.
okay.
How are some of the ways that you are like mothering yourself as you mother Zoe?
That's a good one. I would say that I'm a first generation American and my family is definitely I was raised in a very Caribbean household and they do not really care per se about one's creative endeavors. It's more of like, be practical, become a nurse, become a lawyer, which is actually what I was doing, the gag. But then I realized that's not what I'm not going to want to be here in 20 years. I know it. And I'm so glad I did. But yeah, I would say that raising her to embrace her creativity and embrace that like life might look this way for you and not this way. Like you might want A, B, and C instead of C, D, and E or D, E, F, whatever. Because I was not always allowed that space to, like, my parents are like, a creative, what's that? Are you a lawyer? Bless you. They're like, so you're not a doctor. So how are you gonna make money? Like that's all they really care about, which is fine. I get that. I do. But it's not the only way. So I feel like mothering her to bless you to see different ways that you can live and thrive and see that there are many ways to make or earn a living and thrive. It's not linear. And it doesn't look the same for everybody. And even though it might not be hard or easy sometimes, you can still do what you gotta do. So just knowing the person that she most likely is, and knowing that she's gonna be creative and kind of figuring out how that looks for me so that I can lead by example. And then also, if she had any questions in the future, like, hey, this worked for me, you can try it, or this didn't work for me, you can still try it, but you got to figure out your own thing. Because I feel like sometimes even though I've done pretty well creatively, I'm like, I wonder what life would have been like if, say, I would have gone to the high school that I really wanted to go to. No. So it's like, if your creativity would have been honored. Yeah, like if the creativity would have been nurtured a little bit more, I would have been, like, where would I have been? Yeah, I could have been somewhere else. So, but I also know that everything happens for a reason. Here's my reason. So just learning to, I guess, um, teach her that all the ways are possible. Maybe she should be a creative, even though I was saying she might create a whole other way that no one even knew was possible. That part in true jump back fashion. So yeah, just making sure that all the parts are nurtured because that's important. Yeah, not just the practical ones or the creative ones, but all of them. Right. You want some more? But yeah. Yeah. We here for it. But yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to make sure I got all my Zoe. That's my baby. So we all love Zoe. If anybody gets the privilege of meeting Zoe at least once, your life will forever be changed. It's so crazy. Like she's a little bundle of healing joy. She is. She takes up so much space. And I'm like, in a beautiful way, though. Yes. I just can't wait to see how that blossoms because I know it's going to be really cool. And our kids are direct reflections of us, right? And so, how do you feel like you've gotten to a space where you've allowed yourself to take up space to where she is now like come into the world already giving herself the permission to do that? Wait, I got you.
How do you feel like you have allowed yourself to like step in, stand in your bigness? Because you know that like that's something that she does unapologetically, and that's a part of like who she is. How do you feel like on your own healing journey you tapped into that yourself, and now it's like spilled over into her?
I feel like I feel like with that like a lot of people I struggled with kind of like a just body dysmorphia. Not really body like
Mm-hmm.
or not that. What's the syndrome that they call it? Like when you like I know I'm talented, I know I can take up space, but I almost like
Self sabotage.
yes, almost
I
like
got
I
your back.
dim my light a little bit to take up
Yeah.
space just so that other people can feel comfortable. I'm like, no,
Mm-hmm.
bitch, take up that space because I earned that. So
And you deserve it.
yeah, I just allow it myself to be like not always humbling myself.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just if I walk into a room and I'm taking up space, I'm just taking up space. If it bothers
Mm-hmm.
you, I'm sorry, but that has nothing to do with me. So, and I
Mm-hmm.
want her to be like that, and she already is.
But
Unapologetic.
I think is also give yourself that credit too, because they duplicate how they see us move.
They really do.
And yeah,
So I have to be that
because what I noticed, what I love about what I've seen when Zoe's in the space is that she honors that like her mommy is in there with her, even while she's taking up
way.
space, which makes me feel like that's how I know that's like you pouring into her.
Mhm.
And she's like, I can take up space. Like, I'm here. What's up?
Absolutely.
But also, like, there go my mama over there. Don't go too far. You know,
Okay.
like, yeah, it's not like she walks into a space and she just like dismissive and she's not trying to be seen.
No.
She really is just being herself. And I think that's like that's a distinction
Absolutely.
between like a kid begging for
Yeah.
attention and a kid
Sure.
just being themselves in their light,
Yeah.
is filling a space.
Mhm.
And she definitely is a light, which is a direct testament,
Mhm.
right, to how you've been working on yourself
Mhm.
from before you had her, but even through your pregnancy into now what you're pouring into her,
Mhm.
like in real time.
Yeah. We like really allow her to be free. Like if your kid can't even be free around you, like in their house, where they should feel the most free, they ain't about to feel free nowhere else. And I'm not gonna like cage my kid up in this society. If you gotta be wild and feral, do that. But just do it with your chest.
You do it with your full
Do it with your
chest.
full chest. If you're gonna be crazy, commit. Commit. Because
I got your back.
okay. Definitely,
Commitment.
just commit. And that's funny because yesterday we went down the street to try to catch a second line, and we were coming back in the house, and my cousin was like, "She like Zoe doesn't really know fear. She doesn't like she's like the kid who walk on a tightrope and just walk, and but she knows somebody got
Hmm.
her." And that's how she moves. And it's so funny, but I love it because she just be doing stuff. Like she'll like go walk, on this one brick and the brick is tethering and she's like, it's okay because somebody got me. My mommy got me, my daddy got me. Like, I'm not about to get hurt. I know that much. She's just free. I'm not about to cage my kid up. In 2025, when the world is already trying to cage our kids up, no, it just don't serve me.
That right there.
You know?
You just said it.
Can
And I think look at me, we all want the Zoe, like we all like healing towards that Zoe mindset of like somebody got me,
somebody,
like spirit got me, source got me, my ancestors got somebody, my higher self got me, somebody got me. So let me go ahead and just live
yeah.
big. Let me go ahead and just expand real quick.
hmm it's really cool to see. Like I feel like if we were nurtured in that way, a lot of us would be leading very different lives.
Oh yeah. I think that's why you see a lot of people in their like early fees making like complete career
Girl.
switches and changes into just really doing what they love. I think that's also why we saw so much of it during COVID.
Yeah, a lot.
People really realizing like, everything could really change like tomorrow.
And
So like
you
let
can't
me
control it. You just gotta roll with the punches.
you gotta roll with it. So what you may as well be doing something you like.
Okay. Cause truly, 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 like I think that would like not that I wish that we went back into COVID, but with lockdown, but I feel like that's when we were our freest, and it was
Mm-hmm.
for that little bit.
I feel like that was the universe's way of being like, this is possible.
It is.
Like you could live like this, for people to get sick and stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as the flexibility, this flexibility, this all these people just kind of trying to tap into their purpose and their creativity and not feeling like pressed by a clock. It was so very, very fluid,
It was nice. It was really nice.
That's all right. We holding on to
I
it
really am.
as best as we can.
That's actually how I got into all this gardening stuff. It was COVID. Like I've always liked it because we always had a garden in my backyard. I didn't have nothing.
Hey, boo.
I was growing in my front yard. Raise up. So yeah. You want to say
Yes.
hi? Say hi to.
Hey, boo. She tired.
Very much so. You tired? Yeah. Okay, bye.
Oh, okay. Bye. She's I'm done with y'all.
Yeah. Her vocabulary. Her vocabulary and her note, like the knowledge that she has of the cues, the social cues, like you're just
She's very and it's not even with her being observant. She just knows.
know.
She just knows. But I think that's a testament to you doing the work on yourself because you're also the same way. So it's that testament of the work that you've been doing on yourself and how it pours over into our kids, whether we want to see it or not. It shows up. Our kids will always be a mirror back to us of like where we're at.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for making the time to chop it up with me and have a little 1-2 about you and the fabulous Zoe.
My girl. You're so funny.
I think it's so important for, just other moms that are on this journey and who are like having their kids. We're unlearning and reprogramming while also having to pour into our little ones. And it's not an easy feat. We're not perfect. We have our moments. We have our moments. But the intention is what always brings us back, And one of the key things I've learned too is like, one of the things I really appreciate you saying is the level of patience. And so for anyone that's listening, if you really do that work on that heart chakra and that root chakra around patience, really and that means having to be patient with yourself. Patient with where you are in your life, where you are on your journey. You like I've learned that with the boys. Like I've seen like as I progress with my healing journey, the more patient I become with them. So things that I'd have been like, you just now I just kind of like I'm like, yeah, bro,
same.
That's
They're
fine.
just being kids.
Okay.
I mean, they don't.
Yeah, and I'm noticing the more I reprogram my mind and like unlearn expectations, the more I literally find myself being like, they 5.
They're 5.
Like, it's really okay.
Yeah. Like we gotta
It's really
just gotta have patience. Like they're trying to communicate with us when they don't even have all the words or all the all the tools.
And we're handling them like they're supposed to know the words.
Right. And I'm like, make it make sense because if they can't communicate to us, just the frustrations that we feel when we think, oh, they're not listening. It's not that they're not listening; they don't know. So if we get frustrated, imagine them. They can't even talk to us.
Yeah.
So
the boys are so good with that. Like they'll literally go, I'm like, oh baby, just you can do it like this. And they'll go, oh, I didn't know. And I always go like, it's okay. I'm telling you. So now and I'm gonna have to tell you a couple times because you're still learning. So almost like get them in the mindset of like she about to tell me like 1,000.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, I'm gonna keep telling you because you're still learning, and that's okay. But I also expect to see you progress and give it a try, like that kind of thing. Because mine are
the kids.
They some masters. They be knowing. They be like, well, if I tell her I don't know, she'll do it. So I have to always have that balance between like, no, bro, you still got to put in some effort though.
You gotta put in some effort. That's parenting is a lot of effort too. Yeah. Think, oh, I could just have this baby and the baby will be cute and the school
and that's it.
Raise the baby. And, boo, this is
It's your canvas. Like, they come here with their own divine assignment, and it's up to you on if how you allow for them to create the most authentic expression of themselves, or if you make them decide they want to show up as another piece of art because they don't feel safe being something new and different.
That part.
And
they can't be feeling like that.
Yeah, we not about that life. Not over here.
No.
Yeah, for sure. So if people want to experience, because let me tell you something, Vanessa got this oil. All of us been talking about it. Okay, this melanin chlorophyll. I used it this morning. Okay, to bless your crown. So if people want to partake in your oil, if they want to experience your art in any way, how can people stay connected to you?
You can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is The Stylish Rebel. THE Stylish Rebel. My TikTok is the same thing. My plant page, my plant store is called Melanin and Chlorophyll. That's really where I be at. So
let's go. Yes, and I'm telling y'all, from the plants to her herbal products, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Go partake, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all you're welcome in advance for being able to experience her. She's awesome.
Thank you. I was trying to keep
Yes.
That's it.
I know. We out here. We got this. We got this. All right, y'all. I'll put all the links to stay connected with Vanessa in the show notes. Until then, keep going, keep growing, keep healing. And then we'll see y'all next time. Hey. Thank you for joining me on the Healing Lifestyle Podcast. May today's reflections support your healing, your ascension, and your wholeness. To deepen your journey, book an ancestral reading or explore my new ebook guide, Chakra Wellness. This gives you the foundation for healing with crystals, herbs, and movement. Visit DomingoTraining.com or connect with me on social media at Domingo Training. Until next time, keep going, keep growing, keep healing.